how to go about overcoming this. So this is what okay, let's talk about one fairy tale which has happened recently. Here a doctor gets married to another doctor. They are happy. They have 2 kids. This is a beautiful family. And she's a gynecologist, does an operation, basically cesarean. The lady dies. Now there is a huge commotion and there is an arrest warrant, FIR has been lodged. The political pressure came in and simply the doctors are the soft target because the political mileage milta hai. If you go and demonstrate against a doctor, the society gives them the vote. Same thing happened here. And this lady killed herself. Death by suicide occurs. What did she write? I have done nothing wrong and not killed anyone. Perhaps my death might prove my innocence. This is the wording by Dr. Archana Sharma. Let me be very clear. Your death will not exonerate A. The case will continue. Either it is civil case, in consumer case, sir has clearly said that either the death of a complainant or the accused, the consumer case continues. Your property from there, the money will be taken. This became a headline. Media finds it very sensational. Think about it. It is your case. And you have made the headline. What will happen to you? Your friend will call you and say, boss, आपने headline बना दी. सोच लीजिए, your child is looking at you and your child goes to the school. How does the teacher looks at the child? And if you are unmarried and if you make the headlines, who will give you the allowance? So this is the suicide note. I am going to translate it. I love my husband and children very much. Please do not trouble my husband and children after my death. I did not commit any mistake and did not kill anyone. PPH is a severe complication. Stop harassing doctor. My death may prove my innocence. She also writes, don't harass innocent doctors, please. Let me put it in this way. Every time there is a death, a part of the doctor also dies. It becomes to that extent. सोच लीजिए अगर आपकी family में अगर if you are working in emergency and you are seeing so many deaths and your uncle or somebody dies, when you go there you don't feel anything. The reason is you have gone through so many deaths and majority of our emotional part has been died. That's what the doctor pays from emotional angle. Unless a close loved one dies, till then you don't feel there is a death in the family. So it affects, every death affects the doctor. There is one more doctor recently in March, he committed suicide. He is a celebrity psychiatrist in UK. One case against him, he committed suicide. And before he committing suicide, he calls the police and says, 4 baje, early morning, he calls the police and says, please find my body in this place. The police rushed there. By the time they reached there, because he did not want to see the public to see him in that situation. So he killed himself. So what happens? Doctor often commits suicide in a place where they are being emotionally involved, invested either at home or at the hospital. Nowadays we are seeing doctors committing suicide in the hospital. And this is an interesting article which has been recently published. It talks about medical malpractice is occupational hazard. where I got trained, especially in PhD in law from National Law School, my teacher used to say, medical negligence case is like a road traffic accident. That means if you are walking on the road or you are sitting in your car, the other person comes and hits you, the first thing they will ask you is, do you have a license to sit in the car? DL है आपके पास? आपका पर्ची है? आपका RC है? That means be ready. RTA में किसी को भी हो सकता है. Even medical negligence case can come against you. Even if you have not touched the patient comes into your OPD and he collapses and dies. There may be a case because you did not attend the patient for 30 minutes or 20 minutes. Even the duty of care did not exist. A case can come against you because ours is a democratic country, they can ask question. So be ready, prepare your kids if they are going to be a doctor. See, हम लोग अपने बच्चे हैं, उनको पूछते हैं, पास होने के बाद क्या करोगे? What do you want to become? But we never ask a question, what will you do if you fail? We don't prepare our kids for if they fail. Here, for our doctors, we need to prepare them. There will be a case against you tomorrow. This is the society we are in. We don't trust people. Of course, the society will not trust us. And there will be a case, there will be a question asked. Be prepared. सोच लीजिए अगर कल कोई पुलिस आके आपको सम्मन्स देता है तो आपकी फटती है. Let me be very clear. You will have panic attack, you will have anxiety, रात भर नींद नहीं करेंगे और फोन करना शुरू करेंगे. And similar case comes tomorrow, you will abuse them. Abuse a patient, different patient. Because it affects you. You don't know your rights. You are not prepared for it. And if there is a death, you will try to cover it up. So that's where you are not prepared. We need to prepare our kids for the failure. Similarly, the doctors need to be prepared for the failure or in eventuality or something goes wrong. Even when there is no medical error, the doctor goes through a grief reaction if there is a death or something goes wrong with the patient. So let's understand grief. This is the Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. She talked about what happens if there is a death or if there is a grief. This is the stages of grief. अगर घर में कोई डेथ होती है तो क्या होता है? सोच लीजिए अगर there is an important person in your family dies, immediately there will be shock and denial. ये नहीं हो सकता मुझसे. और how can it happen to me? Shock, denial, ये नहीं होगा. Next one is गुस्सा, anger, bargaining करना शुरू करते हैं हम लोग. Depression and acceptance. Similarly, if there is a case against you, you will go through this. Not only with you, even if the patient party, they will be in shock and denial when you convey the message. Sir, आपका patient ये हो गया. Similarly, if there is a case against you, you will be having shock, denial, anger. This is the time you have to be very careful. Bargaining, depression. Depression is the time invariably majority of the doctors they commit suicide. So let's see how it happens. If there is a death in your family, this is the time there will be shock, there will be denial. Within 1 week, you will becoming angry. Majority of the doctor starts abusing the patients. Different patient. आप लोग Google देख के आते हो. They will start fighting with every patient. They will think every patient is a potential litigant. They will become paranoid. A अच्छा खासा doctor who is very patient, very nice fellow, he takes a reasonable risk. He will start avoiding surgery. I have seen many doctors who used to do 10, 15 surgery. They are now reduced to 1 or 2. नहीं यार, मुझे नहीं करना है. I don't want to get into trouble. The defensive practice increases remarkably. They will not see any medical legal case. They will start referring them. They become angry. They will shout at the patient. Their personality changes. If you ask their wife, sir, ये मेरा husband नहीं था. ये केस होने के बाद बहुत different हो गया है. They become highly defensive. And I'm being in a psychiatry practice and also being a legal teacher in National Law School. Majority of my students, being a doctors, they call me for legal opinion. When I check for their emotions, they will have severe difficulties. They are unable to concentrate in their medical practice. They are unable to see patients. They are tearful. They start crying. They have thought of killing themselves. Unless I ask those questions, they will not answer. They want only medical opinion, but they don't talk about emotions, and the doctors are the worst patients. When you tell them, please take professional help, अरे यार मैं पागल थोड़ी हूँ. But they will use drugs at that time, they will use alcohol more, and they will be shouting at their children, wife. It's a very difficult time for a doctor. Doctors are with high integrity and moral. Somebody questions, they go through this grief. Bargain, depression, and finally acceptance. It will take at least 1 to 2 months. Many a time, if there is an abnormal, complicated grief, it will go through a roof. Suddenly they will commit suicide. There will be complete absent grief. That is also not good. Over a period of time, they will become troublesome to themselves. Delayed grief, it may happen after 1 year, or it may be protracted. He will not issue any certificate at all. This is oscillating grief. Emotions, immediately after any case against you will be confusion, disorientation, क्या हो रहा है, क्या चल रहा है, पता नहीं चलता उनको. Feelings are overwhelmed. They become tremulousness, लिखना नहीं होता है. If they have to write any medication, they find it very difficult. They will think 100 times about the side effects. गुस्सा, frustration, agitation, denial में रहते हैं. Feeling of responsible for every death. Anything goes wrong, they start thinking I'm useless, I'm good for nothing. Suicidal thoughts, defensive practice, and paranoia. Behaviors, drug abuse, substance use, aggression, fighting, they will be in combat mode for every minute. And risk taking becomes very low. They become withdrawn, they don't meet any other people. Think about like suppose if there is a case against you, your colleague will not talk to you. They will be very happy. This is a very wonderful doctors community. We are divided by specialization. Anesthetist, surgeon के बारे में बोलता है, surgeon anesthetist के बारे में बोलता है, and a doctor says that a gynecologist does fibroadenoma, surgeon becomes angry with them. And a doctor does MTP, we will question him, is he a gynecologist? How did you do MTP? This is the only specialization, और ऊपर super specialization बना दिया. Gynecology में भी there are another 10 different fertility, IVF. We are dividing. We are becoming a cancer cell for our own fraternity. We have forgot about IMA. Sorry to say this. Lawyers do not have this. Lawyers are one. We talk only doctors. As you ask him, sir, aap kaun ho? I am doctor, I am specialized like this. We are not just doctors, we are specialized. We are very special aliens. Okay, coming back to finally, I will go back to what is the answer for this. First and the foremost, this is occupational hazard, accept it, be prepared. No, yes, there will be a case against me, there will be tomorrow summons will be there may be an arrest warrant, what to do? Imagine there is an arrest warrant on Friday. Immediately call your advocate or your senior, because they will tell you, invariably the police, because invariably if there is a death, there is an arrest warrant against you, and if there is a political pressure, the police will wait till Friday evening and आपको उठाएगी Friday, so that you don't get bail on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. अगर मिला तो मिला, नहीं तो you will be there for 3 to 4 days or 5 days. Talk to your lawyer, they will tell you how to go for anticipatory bail. Know about your legal rights. Talk to your seniors. That is very essential. Second lesson is, I told about the arrest warrant. Do not take your life. Medical profession is not worth your life. Let me be very clear. Change your profession. No problem. Don't think of killing yourself. Many a time you feel that ये कहाँ आ गए हम लोग. Start new life, no problem. Don't kill yourself. And if you have a problem, please call me. I am available. Dr. Neeraj Nagpal is there. There are many good doctors who are ready to spare time and give legal opinion. Indemnity insurance is very essential. And many of us, हम लोग कार के लिए इंश्योरेंस लेते हैं, हमारे लिए नहीं लेते हैं. जैसे हमारा जनरल कम्युनिटी ये है कि डॉक्टर के लिए पैसा नहीं देते हैं, लेकिन कार इंश्योरेंस है उनके लिए, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस नहीं है. हमारा कम्युनिटी ऐसा है. फिजिकल सिक्योरिटी ऑफ कोर्स, इमोशनल रेजिलियंस बिल्ड करना है. लोकल पुलिस स्टेशन से you have to have a good relationship. I am speaking to one of my close friend. He is having a roaring practice. जब भी नया पुलिस स्टेशन में पुलिस ऑफिसर आता है, from his office there will be a cake and bouquet goes to him. Any case file is against him. पहला था सर आपके खिलाफ कोई कंप्लेंट देने के लिए आया. He has a good relationship with all the police officers there in and around. So local associations, whenever there is a case, please present it in the IMA so that everybody knows what has happened in reality. You become secluded, you don't discuss the case. Don't do that. If there is a case against Mr. X, call the doctor. चलो यार आज डिस्कस करते हैं. सब लोग मिलके देखेंगे क्या गलत हुआ है, ये सही हुआ है, गलत हुआ है. We have to discuss and find a good defense. That should the doctors do. We do not do. If there is accused, उसके पास कोई नहीं जाएगा, कोई बात ही नहीं करेगा उससे, उसको आइसोलेट किया जाएगा. एंड मेनी डॉक्टर्स आर वेरी हैप्पी. साला बहुत प्रैक्टिस कर रहा था, अभी BMW खरीदा था, देखो क्या हुआ, लूट के पैसा बना. हमारे डॉक्टर कौम ही उसको बदनाम करती है. छोड़ दीजिए दूसरे लोग. सो फाइनली व्हेनेवर देयर इज समथिंग बैड हैपेंस, डीब्रीफ विथ योर ट्रीटिंग टीम. सब लोग हॉस्पिटल में एक ही बात करना है, one way. It should be, everybody should speak in a single language. डॉक्टर कुछ और बोलेगा, नर्स कुछ और बोलेगी, एनेस्थेटिस्ट कुछ और बोलेगा. ये नहीं होना चाहिए. डीब्रीफिंग इमीडिएटली होना चाहिए so that a single information goes to the media. And learn to manage media. That is very, very essential. And also try to use social media with your friends. सोच लीजिए, there is an IMA, there is a bad things happens, immediately there should be, doctor should also start giving the right news. Otherwise, the media will go against the doctors. And local IMA, you should use it. Of course, this is recent about the suicidal autopsy has been done in the doctors who death by suicide. In that, out of 35, 25 doctor had one or the other psychiatric issue. There is a depression, substance use is very high, but unfortunately, we do not accept and take professional help. So, thank you very much. So, please be prepared. There may be a case against you, and how to get help from your friends and seniors. Thank you very much.